In this episode, we will walk you through the process of extracting pattern pieces to create PDF patterns. By following these steps, you will be able to easily print and assemble your patterns for sewing projects. Stay tuned for our step-by-step guide to seamlessly transform your designs into digital format. Let's get started.
Hello guys, welcome to today's video. If you have been following my channel, you would have noticed that I've been doing a series on SEAMLY 2D. And today, we are going to be doing episode 9. If you just came across this video, I would advise that you start from episode 1, especially if you're new to CAD pattern drafting or online pattern drafting. Welcome to my channel. My name is Enorita James, and in my channel, I take you by the hand and teach you how to transit from manual pattern drafting to digital pattern drafting. Today we are going to be doing episode 9. And if that is what interests you, stay tuned and let's get to our SEAMLY 2D pattern drafting software. In this video, we are going to be extracting our already created patterns. As I said, if you want to know how to create your front piece, your back piece, and of course, your sleeve patterns, I have them in all the episodes before this episode. And I have the link to the playlist below this video. To be able to extract your patterns so that you can be able to download your created patterns as PDF patterns, the very first thing you need to do is to get to this option here. First, you click on piece. Let me go back. You click on piece. It shows you this particular section. Now, let me just take you through the 4 sections. This first one is what we are going to use to create a pattern piece. Now, this one has to do with insertion of notes, which as we go on, you're going to really understand what that means. And this one has to do with adding an internal path. You normally add an internal path if you did not extract your patterns well, because you're going to follow a path, a clockwise path, to be able to extract your SEAMLY 2D patterns. So let's go ahead first of all and let's extract this front piece. To do that, you first click on this. Then we are going to start with the very first node. Now, in order not to cause confusion, it is better before you start, you check all the nodes you're going to be, using. You're going to be clicking so that you get a full pattern extraction. And as I said, when you're extracting patterns from SEAMLY 2D, you go clockwise. You go like this. You do not go like this. You go this way, clockwise. So we're going to start with this first one, A18. We go to the second one, A17. And then the curve, you click on the curve. We click on the curve. We go to where the curve starts, A18. We come to A11. As you can see that red lines are showing. It's mapping out your pattern. Now another curve, we are going to click on the curve. Click on where the curve stops. Click on A13. Click on A10. Click on A right here. Then remember our pattern curves. That was A23. The real pattern, not pattern curve, sorry. The dart curve. This is the apex, this is the real apex, remember? A21. Then we come down to the second leg, which is the A22. And then we've finished. So you can see the highlights in red. Everything is looking okay. Then you click on enter. And this box comes out. If this box doesn't come out, that means you did not trace your pattern well. So once this box is out, we'll just click on OK. Now, for you to find this pattern piece, you come up here to where you see piece, right here, up here, and then you click on it. And then you come here to fit, and that is your pattern piece. So now we have the front piece. We'll now go back to draft to be able to create the back piece. And to do that, you come here to your draft block, you click here to the drop down, and you go to back piece, and the back piece is highlighted. And we are going to do precisely the same thing. I'm going to take you through this, and then I'll just do the hand one, just to let you know, be able to do it without any problems. So let's start again. As I said, we'll go here to piece, we'll go here to this particular tool, click on it to activate it. And now we are going to start from B1. We'll now go to B24, we go to B3, we click on the curve, we click on B7, we click on B23, no, not 23, B27. We click on B20, the apex of the dart. We click on B28 to mark the second leg of the dart. We click on B9, that is the shoulder. We click on the sleeve curve. We come to B17. We come down here, which is B16. Remember this curve here, we click on the curve, and then we click on B30. We come up to B18. We come down to B29, second leg of the dart, and we are done. So you need to actually know the notes you're going to be clicking on to form your pattern piece. It's very important. If you make a mistake, I will show you later how to correct it. Because if you make a mistake, it will not actually, in fact, you will know by the time you click enter and you see that you don't have an OK. So now we click on enter and we still have an OK. That means we have traced our pattern very well. All the paths of the notes have been well traced. So we now click on OK. We now go to piece, and then we have our back piece. So you click on it to highlight it, and you can shift it the way you want. So now we have all our pieces. In the next stage, I'm going to be showing you how to label your piece. You know that when you have pattern pieces, you need to label them. People have to know whether this is a back piece or front piece, or whether it is a sleeve, or whether it is a skirt, so on and so forth. People need to know how many pieces of this are they supposed to cut. You can say cut, and people are supposed to know, are they supposed to cut on fold, or they're supposed to cut it as it is. That is what we are going to do in the next stage of this video.
Thank you for watching the video to this point. If you are enjoying the content, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking the video, and hitting the notification bell to stay updated with my latest uploads. Your support helps me to continue creating valuable content. I appreciate your engagement and look forward to seeing you in my future videos.
We have our pattern piece in place, all your pattern piece. You have the front piece, the back piece, and the sleeve. So now let's see how we are going to label this. But before you do that, you need to go to your file. You need to go to application preference, I think. Go to pattern. And here you can just set up how you want everything to be. You go to notches, you can choose the particular notch you're going to want and the color you're going to want it to be. If you go to your grain lines, you can choose the length. Like here, I want to change the length possibly to 6. I'll leave it at black. And then your labels, you can choose how wide do you want this label, like this label, how wide do you want it to take up the space. So this is 3 centimeters. I would like to change it possibly to 10, and the width also to 10. So leave this as it is. Click on apply and we click on OK. So now we are ready to label. Click here, we go to properties. The name of this is the front piece. The letter is A. Quantity is 1. It's going to be cut on fold. You tick it. The fold is going to be left to right. That is left to right. It's not going to be folded up and down. It's left to right. Rotation none. Nothing. Pattern block cut. I just wrote here pattern block cut to unfold. Flipping forbid. So we click on apply. Now we come to the seam allowance. Now you know that if you are creating this unfold, definitely you do not need a seam allowance on this particular center front. So we need to remove that seam allowance and we need to remove it from A to A4. And you know that SEAMLY 2D goes clockwise. So this one will be after A4. So we can come here, we go to node A4. Where is A4? I can't find A4 here. Okay, let me start with the one I'm seeing. I'm seeing A10. So A10, just for you to know how to get it done. So you have A10. Sorry, let me go to parts. A4 is there. I wonder why it's not showing. A8 to A17. Why is it cancelled? So you can click here and then click here so it remove it. Supposed to include it. Okay, it's twice. Maybe that's why I cancelled it. Okay, we can exclude it. Okay, but A4 is there, so I don't know why it's not showing. Anyway, let's come back to properties and let's go to, we're looking at seam allowance. As I said, let's say we don't want a seam allowance from A to A4. So we'll come here, we'll go to A, and then we'll delete this. We put a 0 because we don't want any seam allowance. And that should be before A because we are coming like this. Before A, we have 0, and then leave it after A, we'll have the same allowance. So we click on OK. So you see, before A is gone. Before A. So this one will be after A10. We do the same thing just to show you how to do it. It's a little bit tedious, but that's just the way to remove that same allowance from the positions that you do not want it to be. A10 is after A10. So it's here. We'll remove that here. Apply. Always remember to click on apply or else you won't see it. So, right. A10. Apply. And then we go to the next one. I think it's A13. 0. And then apply. Then the last one is A4. Name 0. And then apply. And then we are done. So you see how you do it. So you use the same method to also do this. I just want to use one to show you how to do it. Then you can go ahead and do all the other ones. This one, everything should remain as it is. There's no problem. But for the back, you will remove this particular one because we are cutting the back also on fold. So now we've dealt with that seam allowance here. It's time to label it. Still go back to properties. We are going to go to labels. There are two kinds of labels here. A piece label and pattern label. The pattern is to label the whole thing, the whole pattern, while the piece is to label this particular piece that we are working on. So let's just highlight it, click on it, go to properties, and then this is a front piece. You can label it there as your front piece, letter A. That's the letter for the front piece. The quantity that is going to be cut is 1. It's going to be cut on fold. It's going to be folded position left or right. If you click here, you see, so it depends on you, whatever your pattern is, but this particular pattern is left, right, folding. No orientation, rotation none, and all that. So flipping forbid it, and then you just apply that, let it know that, and then we're now going to the I think we are still on labels, piece pattern. Now we now go to edit templates here, click on it. Now this is where you're going to create a template for your piece patterns. And of course, for a template, you need to know the name, the template name, the quantity that is going to be cut, possibly the pattern number if it is important. So you see, because we've already added all these things, when we clicked here, remember we clicked our file and went to add the kind of things we want, automatically, once you put that, it comes on it. So that's all you need, the front pattern piece. You can put in a size. Like if you want to add any of these properties, you just come here. Let me put here. You come here, click on plus, and it gives you another space for you to add what you want to add. And then we can remove this empty, and then we can click on what we want to add. So it depends on what you want to add here. If you want to add the kind of material that should be used, the fabric you want, or the measurement file name that you want, that you use to create this pattern, or you want a piece annotation. If you want, maybe we can add it. Then maybe we want to add something else. You come down again. So that's essentially how you want to, or whatever you want to add on your pattern piece, you can add it. And then here, you can decide to bold it to ensure that everything that is going to be written is going to be bold, you know, and obvious. So you can do that here. And then where do you want to place it? And then you can increase the font here. Maybe you want it to be bigger. You can increase it there. Maybe you want the quantity to be bigger. So it just depends. Let's remove this one. Don't have anything to put there. So essentially that is how you add it. Once you've added the main things that you want, you just go to preview. You see? Everything that was added will just automatically appear there. So when you click on OK, and then you click on apply, click on OK. So if you come here, you'll see it here. That is it. Let me expand it so you see it. Front piece 1, size 14, front piece pattern block, cut 2, unfold. I don't know why that empty is still showing because I've removed it. Let me check it. Come to labels, to edit template. How can I still there? So I have to remove it. Just remove it here, click on OK, and it will be gone. So that's essentially how you label your pattern piece. It's quite straightforward. So now what another thing I want to show you before we end this video here, I want to show you how to, like if you go to grain lines, no, it's not that one. Let me go here. This grain line, you can increase the length. Like this length, now see the grain line here, it's very short. You can increase the length. Let me increase it to 8 and apply it. See, it has increased. Then the arrows, if you want it to be just one arrow, you can also do that. Maybe you want the arrow to be just on the front part and apply it. You see that you have one arrow going upwards. So it's as simple as that. Anything you want to do, you can do it using this box that pops up on whichever area you want to work on. Now the last thing we need to look at is the notches. You know that when you're adding, if you're adding this sleeve to this particular one, after you've added here to here, you know it is important that you know which part of the sleeve is the back and which part of the sleeve is the front. Because I did it, I know that this is my front, this is my back. But when you print it out as a PDF, you need to put notches to know where to add your front and your back. That's exactly what I'm going to be showing you. To put notches, you go back to your draft. And let's say we want to put a notch on the sleeve so that we know which part of the sleeve will be a front sleeve and which part will be a back sleeve. To do that, we now go to curves. We find the center point of this one. I highlight it. And then I go here to FX. We're looking at part, let me shift this, part A8 to A17. So I'll just come here to curve length. I'll go to A8. So I'll look for A8, A17, that is it right there, and I'll divide it by 2 because I want my notch to be at the center of it. So I'll click on OK, and then I'll click on OK. So that's my notch, that is A24. That is where I want the notch to be. Now, once you've done that, you now go back to the piece. You now go back. If it's confusing, you can watch this video several times. You go back to the piece, and then we are now going to go to properties. We're going to go to part, and you see our, where is that A24? It's supposed to be here somewhere. Was it A24 or A23? I need to go back and look for it. I need to go back to here. Sorry, I have to go to SEAMLY 2D. I have to click on this. And we're going to be using this. And we're going to enter. And you need to front pattern piece A24, and it's going to be OK. That's what I forgot to do. So you need to do that first on the draft page. And then you go back to your pattern here. And then we can now go back to our properties. And then we can now go back to part. And that is the A24. And then you click on it to include it. And then you need to shift it to where it's supposed to be. You know it's supposed to be between part A8 to A17. So you need to bring it up just under there. So, and then you right click on it again, and then we go to notches, and then we go to the type of notches we want. And most times I prefer this one, V external. And then I'll click on apply. You can see it there, it has applied it. And then we click on OK. So now we have that here. We need to also do it on the front part of the sleeve. So you just do it the same method. You go back, you go back to the draft. We are going to be using the sleeve now, sleeve block, and we do the same thing. You just go there. I don't want to go through all this again, but you just go through the to where is it? You go to curve, you go to the center, and we are going to be working on this curve, which is the front part. We are going to be looking for CC8, that is the curve length. We are looking for C8. That's it. And we divide it by 2. Okay. And then okay. And then it will give you C30. So now we go to piece. We go here. We are going to be using C30. And we enter it. And we click on that. And we say okay. So we can now go to our pattern piece. And we come here. We click on it. Ah, it's locked. Okay, let me unlock it. Go to properties. And then we are going to go to parts. And we see our C30. We click on it. We include it. And then remember the part is C. What was it? It was C8, C to C8. This is C to C8. So we are going to bring it under there. And then we are going to go to notches. We are going to go to the type of notches. Remember, we are using this particular notch. We are going to click on apply. And you see it right there. And we click on OK. So that means when you're joining your sleeve, when you see this notch, you know that you're going to be joining this part of your front sleeve to this part of the sleeve. So when you're doing this particular one, when you're doing the notch, you can change the notch. Maybe do the same thing and then change. It's very easy to change it. Just click, come here, go back to properties, go to notches, and then you can change it. Maybe let's say we change it to this. Let me shift so that you see it. We change it to this particular one, and then we click on apply. You see it has changed. So what is advisable is that you do this a different notch for the front, for the back, and a different notch for the front. So that when you're putting it together as a PDF pattern, there will be no form of confusion. So let's go back there. There will be no form of confusion of any kind. So with this, I've come to the end of this video where I have shown you how to extract your pattern pieces, how to label your pattern pieces, and how to put notches on your pattern pieces. Stay tuned for episode 10 where I'm going to show you how you can actually now download your prepared pattern as a PDF.